based on freedom and human dignity. I extend my respect to people of diverse culture, faith, color, and gender, and pledge to work for equity, inclusivity, peace, and harmony. A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Ananda Sohal, first year student of DAV Media School, welcomes you to the 5th edition of the world's first 7-day hybrid international media conference, ICAN5. This year's conference is organized by two different continents. The International Media Conference, ICAN5, is organized by DME Media School of Delhi Metropolitan Education in collaboration with the School of Communication and Creative Arts, DKM University, Melbourne, Australia. I would like to take a moment and introduce Delhi Metropolitan Education to our audience. Delhi Metropolitan Education is an A-grade premier educational institute affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, New Delhi, and approved by the Bar Council of India. DME Media School is one of the most promising media institutes in the country. It offers BA in journalism and mass communication. It is recognized as a school focused on the growth of its faculty and students through academic and co-curricular activities. ICAN5 has come with the theme Inclusivity, Convergence, and Alternative Negotiation with hashtag Communication for All. ICAN5 has the support of 18 partners, including the International Association of Media and Communication Research, Gender and Communication Center, ICAN5 Gym Section, and GMED Global Media and Education Council as the conference partner. Knowledge partners for ICAN5 are Mangalam Chaturvedi University, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, Vigyan Prasad, Government of India, and KSF Keshav Suri Foundation. For ICAN5, international partners are Institute for International Journalism, Ohio University, USA, Green University, Bangladesh, and Daffodils International University, Bangladesh. Culture partners, Beacon House, National University, Pakistan. Media partners for ICAN5 are Amar Ujala, The Policy Times, Jai Hind Times, and the Hindi Post. ICAN5 is powered by Asian Media and Cultural Studies Network, Australia, Indian Film Practitioners and Researchers Network, SPA, the Student Council of DME Media School, and REC, Research and Innovation in Media, Research Cell of DME. The conference is supported by NATO, National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. Since 2018, DME Media School has been organizing the international conference ICAN. The themes for the former editions were India and Changing Aspects of News in ICAN1, Indian Cinema and Alternate Networks in ICAN2, Issues of Community, Agenda and News in ICAN3, Information, Communication and Artificial Networks in ICAN4, Inclusivity, Convergence and Alternative Negotiations, ICAN5. ICAN5 will witness a total of 26 sessions, including 18 live sessions, 5 hybrid sessions, and 3 physical sessions. The schedule comprises of 10 technical sessions, 3 workshops, 2 master classes, 2 plenary sessions, and 5 panel discussions. Proud to mention here that all 10 technical sessions are being chaired by women scholars representing different states and countries. It gives me immense pleasure that ICAN5 will go live on the official Facebook page of DME for various sessions. For more information, follow us on our social media handles. We are sharing the links in the chat box. I invite Dr. Professor Amrish Saxena, Dean DME Media School and convener of ICAN5, to give his opening remarks for the session. Over to you, sir.
I begin today by acknowledging the contribution of our forefathers who have helped in creating a world based on freedom and human dignity. I extend my respect to people of diverse culture, faith, color, and gender, and pledge pledge to work for equity, inclusivity, peace, and harmony. So I welcome everybody in the second technical session on day 4 of ICAN5. And as everybody knows that this is the 5th edition, and in fact we have reached up to a stage wherein every year something new happens. Something was planned, something unplanned, but despite all kind of wars we have been pulling on, and every year there is an evolution of ICAN. And this year we are having it in the hybrid mode because for the last 2 years in 2020, obviously we will have no option because on the days of the conference only the lockdown happened. So we had to expand the dates and ultimately it had to be online. Last year we were thinking of having it hybrid, but again the second wave happened and we were prepared to be online. This year fortunately we are able to hold it in the hybrid mode, where the sessions are happening not only in the online space, but also in the physical space. And this is the first technical session in the physical space. Out of the 10 technical sessions which we have planned for this year, 2 are happening in the physical space. And we wanted that the people who, the authors who have submitted their papers from Delhi and NCR, they should come, but many of them opted to be online. So ultimately, these 2 sessions are predominantly are being presented by our students or students of other institutions. But nevertheless, this is an opportunity for the first year students to write papers and to submit their papers, which in a way we right from the beginning of ICAN, but gradually every year more and more students are coming forward to write the paper. And if a student start understanding research, understanding how to write a paper, how to present a paper, so obviously the next 2 years while they are there in the institute, they will be able to learn more, to grow more, to contribute more. And once they are going out, either for the higher education, the master's level, or in the industry, this kind of knowledge and understanding will help. And also this will add to their portfolio, which is very necessary whether somebody is going for admission in the masters or somebody is joining the industry. So I hope that this after 2 years this is happening in the session in the physical space like this after 2019. So I'm hopeful that there are some good presentations we will be witnessing, and it will be an interesting and learning session for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm happy to share that journalism at the DME is the official newsletter of DME Media School. This fortnightly publication covers all the major activities happening in and out of the school. It is a student-centric newsletter carried out entirely by them under the supervision of faculty members. DME TV is an official YouTube channel where you can find all the playlists related to all the sessions, lecture series, film festivals, and content. Today, we are gathered here for the technical session 6, and the theme is media convergence and contemporary health and social political issues. Today's technical session is chaired by Dr. Kiran Bala and co-chaired by Sruthi BS. And now, I would like to welcome our expert for today's technical session. Dr. Kiran Bala is a former Dean at School of Journalism and Mass Communication and Dean Research at Mangalam University, Gurugram. She is a professional with diverse knowledge, a doctorate in a mass communication, gold medalist in PG in mass communication, and gold medalist in PG diploma in translation, postgraduate in English, PG diploma in marketing management, UGC qualified. She has many feathers in her cap. As a qualified media personality, she is a keen researcher and a dedicated academician with more than 20 years of public relations and corporate communications teaching experience at both college and university level. She has also contributed 5 years in All India Radio and almost 2 years in Doordarshan as a casual company. She has also served as sub-editor in National Hindi Daily, Dainik Bhaskar. She has been awarded with Exceptional Women of Excellence by Women Economic Forum in April 2019. She has contributed for MOOC modules for Masters in Advertising and Public Relations for ICAN5. She has chaired many sessions and delivered many invited lectures in international and national conferences of repute. She has also been guiding many research scholars at doctorate level. Now, I invite Sruthi to take the technical session forward.
Instructions for all paper presenters are time limit is 10 minutes, and after each presentation we can have a Q&A session on comments from the chair and our audience present here. So for the first presentation, I invite Dipanshi and Aditya.
Very good morning to all present here. My name is Dipanshi and here is my co-author Aditya. We are here with a presentation on portrait of mental health in Hindi cinema, a study among historian years.
Introduction. Mental health refers to mind, behavior, and emotional well-being. It is all about how people think, feel, and behave. In this research work, we are trying to compare and read aspects from the cinema and real life. Films influence audience perceptions and knowledge, and thus the way that the illnesses are portrayed in film can greatly influence the way people see these conditions. Somewhere, films help people relate characters with mental illnesses whom they look up. The influence of movies somewhere helps people to find possible roots of their illnesses and guide how to seek help. Assessment of symptoms of treatment for and stigmatization of different illnesses. However, such must be only supplemented to real life clinical experiences. About movies, Dear Sruthi and Sruthi. Dear Sruthi is a 2016 Indian Hindi language film written and directed by Gaurav Shinde. The film stars Alia Bhatt, Kumar Kapoor, Uncle Baby, Rohit Rao, and many others in supporting roles. The film also stars Shah Rukh Khan as in an extended cameo role as Dr. Suhani.
Chicholi is a 2019 Hindi language coming of age comedy drama directed by Nitish Tiwari and written by Tiwari Institution with Piyush Gupta and Mangalam. Based on Tiwari's experience as a student of the Indian Institute of Technology, the film stars Dev Superstar Shansi Raju, Shraddha Kapoor, Varun Sharma, and many others. Research objective: to discover how movies portray mental illness and it differ from reality. Find out the positive and negative impact of the portrait of mental illness in movies. To observe how movies advance by bringing stereotypical thoughts prevalent about patients with mental illness and the therapies.
Review of literature. Depictions of mental illnesses are attributed in children and other films, and such depictions are vastly negative. The film greatly impacts people's knowledge and attitudes, especially regarding topics that they have little experience with within the real world. Depictions of people who mentally ill act as a symbol of mental illness as a whole and can also provide viewers with a virtual experience of what a person with a mental illness must be like. Movies, in fact, act as a mirror reflecting the physique and value of the society.
Research methodology. This research work will be followed by a primary data analysis. Primary data will be collected through a survey. Some questionnaires are created specifically to conduct the survey. Data has been collected from 75 respondents. These respondents were contacted over WhatsApp and Instagram by creating and circulating by Google. Data analysis. Do you think extreme pressure can affect mental health negatively?
The response we received from our recipients were in the favor of the question. The people who strongly agree with 61%, the people who agree with 31%, 5% and 3% of the people who agree and disagree, neither agree nor disagree.
Question 2. Do you agree with the statement that movie discourages people from thinking of suicide as an escape of mechanism?
48% and 23% of the people strongly agree and agree. 19%, 9% and 1% of the people who were answered as disagree, strongly disagree, neither agree nor disagree.
Have you experienced in mental health focus and fixation after watching these movies?
So the answer we see here was at the favor of the question. 41% and 32% of the people answered as moderate and mild. Very mild, acceptable and non-moderate as a percentage of 16, 7 and 4% respectively. Conclusion. The hypothesis of this paper stands disconfirmed as concerned as springboards for open conversation. When we use in a restoring setting where reform concepts can be challenged, emotions can be processed.
This makes medicines more effective and more relevant. According to what we learned, we need more social integration for people with mental health and here are the references. Thank you for listening.
Very good afternoon to one and all present here, especially Kiran and Chair of the session. So, the topic of my presentation is convergence of digital media and health communication. Beginning, giving an introduction of this topic that I would like to perform on this topic is that the convergence in health communication and digital technologies hold pivotal importance in the global ecosystem. The boom and integration of digital technologies in healthcare practices have impacted the lives of individuals globally in different facets. It has direct and impact on the relationship of healthcare provider, receiver, and vice versa. In the past 2 decades, the world has witnessed the rapid penetration and application of digital media technologies in various domains of public sphere, especially in the realm of public health. So this is my conceptual framework. My conceptual framework has understanding of communication, then health, then health communication, then digital health, then convergence of health communication. I have tried to form operational definitions of these through my conceptual framework. Moving on, the objectives of my study are to understand convergence of digital media and health communication, to understand the acceptance of new concepts in the society, to understand. If you will listen, you will benefit, guys. All of you. To understand behavioral change taking place, to understand the need of changing the outlook of health communication, to understand what is digitalization of health communication, and explains all innovations which digital healthcare brings with it, to understand, analyze, the importance and relevance of digital health communication, and to understand what future of health communication, what it looks like. Moving forward, I have formulated 2 hypotheses. Convergence of health communication has a positive impact on the society. Convergence of digital media and health communication has led to behavioral change in the society and the masses. The theoretical framework compounds of 2 theories, grounded theory and uses and classification theory. The grounded theory, I have collected data, I have analyzed data, developed a substantive theory, and then compensated it with review of literature and my primary data collection. So, my data collection, my universe and sample size. My universe is Delhi NCR, age group 20 to 45, sample size is 200, tools of data collection, semi-structured, interview, and questionnaires. So, the methodology is this is a mixed research with qualitative research which contains a simple random method, a simple random sampling, semi-structured interviews, and in quantitative method, I have used questionnaires to disclose that the questionnaires of less than 1. So, moving ahead, I would like to give an introduction of my study. So, the first stage of digital disruption began in the 1990s with the internet and early health-related websites and forums for the democratization of information.
health communication changed as the online health related information started becoming easily available and patients' dependency on going to a doctor became relatively less for providing facts, etc. Following the sequence, healthcare providers too became less dependent on commercial companies and less in interaction with peers for exchange of knowledge. With the convergence of health and technology, a new wave of health companies has sprouted, like digital companies for patients, for caregivers, medical professionals, etc. So, what is communication? Communication is the exchange of information or passing information, ideas, or thought from one person to another in the form of from one end to another. That is communication. According to Greg Irwin, communication is the process of meaningful interaction among human beings. More specifically, it is the process by which meanings are perceived and understandings are made amongst human beings. Newman and Summer define communication as an exchange of facts, ideas, opinions, or emotions by two or more persons. Knowledge landscape. So, what are knowledge landscapes? Knowledge is adequately distributed in a digital society, both virtually and online. A substantial fraction of knowledge landscapes is also located in the digital environment. Health and knowledge need to be understood as part of digital society. The impact that the digital society has on knowledge landscape and health is immense. Now, health has been, the definitions of health have been changing from time immemorial. So, to understand the present definition of health given by WHO, I would like to give you a brief glimpse of evolution of definitions of health from time immemorial. So, there are a variety of definitions of health and health-related backgrounds. Health is defined in a historical and chronological sequence, showing the development of the idea from time to time, showing better perspective of the changes in the concept which have been incorporated. In contrast to this, in the online environment, the overload and involved information and limitless opportunities of content presentation result in coexistence of different views. Coexistence is the byproduct of digital society, which can also be referred to as digital anachronism. The ancient Greek civilizations defined the concept of health as a balance between a person and environment, the unity of soul and body, and the natural origin of disease as the backbone. In 5th century BC, Pindar defined health as harmonious functioning of the organs, emphasizing physical dimension of health. Plato defined health in his dialogues pointed out that a perfect human society could be achieved by harmonizing the interests of the individuals and community. Aristotle emphasized the necessity of regulating the relations in society to achieve harmonious functioning and prevention of health of its members. Democritus connected health with behavior, wondering why people pray to God for help, which was essentially under their own control. Moving on, there are many definitions. I will come to the current and present definition. Just one brief definition. In the Middle Ages, health perception was strongly influenced by religion and the church. After Roman Empire fell, the church was left as the only important infrastructure providing care for the people. Thus, health had equivalent value to economic problem. The concept of health has intertwined with understanding of Darwinism, school of thought, which focuses on survival of the fittest, and where meaning of life was tied to physical survival. The current in this WHO, the definition given by WHO at the time of its establishment in 1948 included the definition of health in its constitution. The definition was proposed by Dr. Antija Stanford, a prominent scholar, and the definition was that health is not mere absence of any disease, but health is total, and in totality, health is defined as a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, and not merely the absence of any disease. Current in 2016.
You have to find it out.
Yeah. So, moving on, I'll move on with health communication. So, what is health communication? Any communication that has certain objectives for health, that is health communication. I have done rigorous research in health communication and I have evolved with my own definitions of health communications and with secondary review of it. So knowledge is power, as we all know, in today's society, in online environment, knowledge is power and knowledge is what we want. Digital society. So we all are currently living in a digital society where information technology has led to fundamental societal shifts. It has generated new organizing principles for both private and public institutions. Digital health. Digital health is the application application of information and communication technology solutions in the health system. Digital health systems must be interlinked to ensure reliable, robust communications between health centers, laboratories, clinics, etc. So what I've done is I've done molecular thematic analysis. I have collected basic data in different phases of different variables. I have divided my sample into different variables. The first variable is patients, second variable is caregiver, third is doctors, then comes man, then I have done transcribing of interviews, then coding and then things for interview. So this is result in discussion of variable 1, which is a patient. I have quantified also so that we have an absolute idea of what they say. These are the terms which emerged, but the used by most of them after transcribing of data. So according to the themes which have emerged are digital communication is easier and therapeutic in nature. Digital communication is cheaper and helps establish better relationships with the doctor. I have correlated it with the secondary review of literature, and this is in sync with my objective to understand the convergence of digital media and health communication. The second theme is convergence of health communication has made it easier to take second opinions, which provide mental satisfaction and help us see stories of others and help motivate. So I have again substantiated with secondary review of literature, and this is in sync with my objective to understand the acceptance of new concepts in the society. Similarly, transcription and coding of doctors were done. Themes which emerged were adoption of digital health helps them get access to a wider base of patients. They can see more patients in lesser time. This is in sync with my objective to understand the need of changing the outcome of health communication. I have substantiated with my secondary review of literature. And the second theme that emerged was advances. Digital health is the need of the hour. For that to achieve, we need to follow a very rigorous and effective means of approximation. This is in sync with my objective to understand analysis of the importance and relevance of digital health communication, and I have substantiated with my secondary review of literature. So this is where it comes to caregivers. The theme that have emerged are convergence of health communication has led to creation of empathy in people by seeing stories of others. This is in sync with my objective to understand the need of changing outlook of health communication. I have substantiated the secondary review of literature. The next theme which emerged was convergence of health communication is more accessible, saves time and money. This is in sync with my objective to understand analysis of importance and relevance of digital health communication. I have substantiated the secondary review of literature. This is the result of close-ended questions which I had asked, yes and no. This is the data which emerged. And after analyzing the data, the theme which emerged was policymakers should make more effective communication channels for creating a better digital health communication. And the objective which is in sync is to understand what important digitalization of health communication and explain all innovations which digital healthcare brings to it. So, the study shows that people want to accept digital health communication. Proper schemes and communication models should be established. More aggressive role of the government is needed to overcome. This is the last. To overcome digital divide. First step is to create digital literacy, then awareness, proper channels of communication, reinforcement, then we will be able to see behavioral changes. Last but not the least, this is what I have concluded as health communication is an emergent field and has multidisciplinary nature. Various researchers have diverse perspectives on the subject, and this is the future. Digital health communication is the future of our country and of the nation as well. So limitations are, there are geographical limitation, paucity of time. Future of this study would be, this research can help policymakers understand the importance of digital convergence of health communication. This research can prove to be a roadmap for understanding how definitions of health communication has evolved over time. This research can help in understanding the various steps required to achieve convergence of health communication in our society. These are my references. Thank you so much.
In fact, when I saw this title, Convergence of Digital Media and Health Communication, I was expecting so much from Saima because she has done wonderful work in her PhD also, because we discussed earlier also. Saima, and this is the academic also present here. Whenever you are designing objectives, you are drafting objectives for any research papers. They were keep limited objectives. Set up 8 objectives in a research paper, you can't do justice in the objectives. One. Secondly, your work is good, you have given so much of data and so much of papers. But whenever you are making a presentation, this is for all the students, all of us, we are learners of communication. We are learning it till now and we'll keep on learning. And the time is 10 minutes, so you need to decide what all you are going to speak in those 10 minutes. It should devote so much of time in introduction, operational definitions, help, everybody knows communication here. So you don't need to go on these things. Straight away come to your objectives, your research design, and then your findings. I was more interested in your findings, which I couldn't get properly because I spent so much of time was spent in introduction. And then focus on reviews. That was missing.
Ma'am, the review was like all the concepts and the operational definitions. I did not write the separate slide of
Then
it.
we should go to those scholars, those who have done very remarkable work in the country. Their work should be highlighted and that should be the case.
Right, ma'am. Like all the operational
And
definitions.
I do not done so much of work which is a study also. But you will publish this paper and you need to work on it. You add some fine tuning
Yeah, definitely.
and reduce number of pages.
Thank you.
Mohammed Kamil, Assistant Professor, Media School, and Dr. Suman Sharma, Associate Professor, Faculty of Media Studies and Humanities, MIIS, Dean to the University of Faridabad, on the topic Post-Pandemic Flood of Health, EU Social Media Confabulation and Fake News.
Good morning, everyone. I am Mohammed Kamil, Assistant Professor, DME Media School. I will be presenting my paper on the topic Post-Pandemic Flood of Health News, Social Media Confabulation and Fake News. And I will be presenting this paper as a research scholar of Mangalam University. My guide could not make today, she is not here, but I will be presenting my paper on her behalf also. So, talking about the table of content of this paper, we have the introduction, we have the ROL, review of literature. I will be discussing the objective of the study. I will be talking about the methodology, analysis part, finding and conclusion. As this paper is a working paper, I will be further discussing the course of action, the things that have not been incorporated in this paper. So, as we all are aware and we know that there is a huge surge of health-based news on all the social media platforms, and the post-pandemic world has witnessed an unprecedented flow, a surge in the flow of news that is related to health, and it is across all the platforms. Many studies have also revealed that there is an increase in the health-based news on the mainstream media, and it has given coverage to such kind of news, and it has increased more than 100%. And unusual surge that I already mentioned, it has been witnessed in the social media domain, and we have been seeing it. Also, one thing which is important to mention here that the content is also surrounding around the physical and mental well-being. People are not only searching about just the diseases, but they are also aware about, they also want to read about the things that are hampering their physical and mental illness, and it has also increased by 10 times. So, this surge has definitely drawn the attention of the researchers towards the thing that there are disinformation also on social media platforms, and the debate is going around because we are getting so many messages on home remedies, we are getting messages which are not backed by scientific evidences, and I clearly remember one incident wherein mainstream media has also covered few instances which were not backed by evidences and validity. So one instance that I remember is Ministry of Ayush also posted a tweet wherein they talked about the Ayurvedic and homeopathic treatment of COVID-19, but later on that was debunked by many organizations across the globe. So as far as ROL is concerned, I have read research papers, I have gone through media reports, I have read some books also, to get into what literature we have for this kind of a research. So a lot of studies shown that the general public basically heavily rely on mass media, that is television, print and newspapers, but social media is also one thing which is a very favorite medium nowadays, wherein people are relying and getting news from social media. But there is a fact that when repeated news consumption, both verified or unverified, is there, and mass flow can impact the audience attitude. So past researchers have also shown that the people do consume more news in crisis situations like pandemic. So one thing is clear: when there is a lot of news, you do not have time to cross-check it. And the reason and the example that I quoted of Ministry of Ayush shows that. Now, talking about the objective of my study, it is to explore the current trends of health-based fake news on social media platforms and to understand the impact of post-pandemic flood of health-based fake news on the users of social media. These are my two objectives. This is the working paper I am again mentioning. Few things have not been done yet. The methodology is that it is a quantitative study wherein I have sent a questionnaire to 125 people. It is around the Delhi NCR region, and the respondents were in the age bracket of 25 to 50. Now, I have basically divided this research paper into three aspects. These three aspects have unfolded my objectives. The first aspect is health-based news consumption, how people were consuming news. The second was the awareness of the health-based fake news, how much people were aware of that news, and the actions, what action they took while they received such kind of fake news. So the first aspect, that is health-based fake news, I asked them what are the common platforms that they are using, and Facebook is the most common platform for the health-based fake news in this category. Also, I asked them whether they are going for a subscription-based news consumption or not. So, a good majority of the respondents said that they are using free platforms. They are not paying for that, and only a very minimal number, that is 12.8% of people said that they are using paid platforms. So, one more thing that is very pertinent that came out during the survey is that people were more searching about the general health issue. They are not searching about a specific disease specific. They are just going for regular health issues, like everyday fitness and all. Then the last point, which is there in this aspect, which is health-based news consumption, was that the majority claimed to have never come across fake news. This was very strange for me because majority of the respondents were postgraduates. So they said that they have never come across the fake news, but they might have come unaware of the fact that that was a fake news. So this is an important observation in the research. Now coming about the awareness part, to tell you, this is for the very first time I used some of the mathematical calculations and formula, because earlier I have written paper based on the content. So this is the descriptive analysis part wherein I tried to find out the comparison between the active users and the passive users. How likely they get fake news and how they are responding to that. So the mean value of the people who are cross-checking, that is the active users, was higher as compared to the passive receivers who are just waiting for awareness to come to their end. They are not making any efforts. The mean value was higher in cross-checking information. That was compared to coming across the info, that is 3.07. It shows that the likelihood of the coming across of health-based fake news is higher when the media audience are putting in effort rather than sitting and waiting for the news to come. Then I also made a box plot showing the likelihood of news-based fake news that I encountered across the different platforms, and this box shows that majority, the trend here is that there is a concrete data on the Facebook wherein we see there is no outlier, but on the other platforms people have marked on different scales, but on the Facebook they have given marking above the 3. So that is to the cancer. So, as far as actions are concerned, I just compared two things. Those who are keen to, in creating the awareness, they are the ones who are also writing about it. And people who are writing about it are also, creating awareness. But one thing was very important, one observation was very important is those who are reporting it online, they are not creating awareness, they are not writing about it. That means if somebody has reported a fake news, a health-based fake news, he would not going to write about that on any social media platform. Even he would not talk about it on the peer group, on the WhatsApp group, or even on the family group. So this was a major finding in this. I tried to show this analysis on the scatter diagram also, and the same observation was witnessed in this diagram. So those who report it online are less to not likely to write about and to get awareness about the fake news. This can be correlated with this diagram, which is going in a uniform manner in an upward direction. Then the last part, that is the finding of this study is, as I said, Facebook is the most prominent platform for the health-based fake news. People are using different Facebook pages, they are going on Facebook pages for the news consumption related to health news. Free content consumption is higher, they are not ready to pay for it. Even if they are aware that on free platform there are chances that they will get disinformation or fake news. Overall health news, that is information based consumption, is higher than the disease specific news as far as consumption is concerned. Majority claim to have never come across fake news. They may have, but they are unaware. This was shocking point for me, as I said that majority of the respondents were postgraduates and literate. So one more thing, that active health news consumption can increase chances of fake news encounter, which means greater identification and more awareness. The more they are exposed to such kind of fake news, and later on that will be obviously that will be debunked. So they will develop this habit of cross-checking the fake news. Then the last part, second last part is to those who are keen about creating awareness among others are likely to write about it, and this I just discussed before the slide. As I said, it is a working paper, so things that I will be taking up further, and I would also like to hear some suggestions on this. That one thing is relation between two variables, that is the type of media consumption, paid and unpaid, and likelihood of fake news encounter. I would like to, I would like to study the relationship between these two variables, and also the relationship between the media platforms used for health-based fake news and the consumption of it and likelihood of fake news encounter. Because in my data, I come across that majority of the people are more inclined towards fake news. Very few of them opted or said that they are, witnessing fake news on WhatsApp and other social media platforms. So that can also be included in this particular paper. Thank you.
Okay.
These are the postgraduate students, media students, and yes, they was they must be mass communication graduate just because of the fact it is a random sample. I just sent it to my postcard.
This is again, we come across this issue in most of the conferences in our school research committees when we discuss with our research scholars. When we say random, this is not random. This is purpose sampling. This is non-probability. Whomsoever you came across, whomsoever filled your question, so he was responding. Okay. So random sampling is when we find all the members of that population, they have equal chance of selection. Here, all the members are not have equal chance of selection. So don't write it in your paper or in your thesis solution, because this will be one question that will be raised in your PhD bio also. Second, what is duration? What time did you conduct this survey? Because you will be post-pandemic.
As you all know that we are still in the post-pandemic world. So I just collected this data in the beginning of January when we were witnessing the news of third wave coming in. So that was the decision.
So don't write post-pandemic then. Because if it was in January there was third wave and it was also very intense. There were so many cases of corona. So you have to.
In that way, the government has not yet announced this.
It is
closure
post.
criteria.
Yeah.
Officially it's
Post,
not.
yeah. Officially it's not closed. So
Thank you so much.
how many questions would you have in your question?
There were around 25 questions in this session, in different sections.
And how did you validate your questions?
Now, when I received 20 responses, the first 20 responses were, they were checked on SPSS, the reliability and the validity.
My question is very simple. Human behavior, we have the habit of lying and we project ourselves like, we know everything. So when I ask someone, do you know, you come across fake news? If you are going to say that, no, I don't know fake news. But yes, I know. Fake news is there. And yes, I check it, I post it, I report, I write about it. How do you confirm whether he is telling lie or he is telling the truth?
And actually, the data which I received, the first 20 responses, I took help of some of my friends. He told me how to put it on SPSS and check it through mathematical formulas.
This is a different thing. When you collect the data, you surely feed it in SPSS for your here. When you are drafting your questionnaire, then also there should be some questions which validate previous answers. There should be some method to check whether the person is, because there are various methods. As you read a good book on how to draft a questionnaire, then you come to it. Because otherwise, most of people will say, okay, I write about fake news. How will you confirm whether I am telling you lie or it's correct information?
I think this is
Because we are working on human beings and most of human beings we are in this level. How will I tell you that I don't know anything about it? So these are some minor things. Otherwise, I really liked the work you have done and you have everything.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I will incorporate all of this.
By Soumya Gupta, I'm looking for the effect of competition on mental health of the girls. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I speak with my Soumya Gupta. Students of AIT University are present here. You are present with Vishwara research or the topic that so comedy shows on mental health of the girls.
So as we all know, after the best semester, and mental health is really important whether it's childhood, teenager or adulthood. Mental health is equally important as physical health. So we are told that how comedy shows affect the mental health of the viewers.
So whether it's looking at something someone said, or laughing out loud at a comedy show, a good laugh is helpful. Reduce mental stress like that laughter is a measure of mental health and the ultimate stress relief. Having a good sense of humor has numerous long-term and short-term mental health benefits. The research paper is about how can people keep their mental health healthy by watching comedy shows and how these shows can help people in recovering from their anxiety disorder.
The main objective of the study was to find out how comedy shows affect the mental health of the viewers in a positive way and how they improve thinking behavior changes after watching comedy shows.
So there is the methodology for the research methodology was followed by the mixed approach for primary and secondary data. The primary data was collected through a survey, field majorly by while the secondary data was collected through the study of services that was 108 respondents were contacted through peer groups and social media platforms for the purpose of the tool used for this research was a questionnaire, which was created specially for the purpose of
There are some main questions after the video by users. Do you feel relaxed or stress-free after watching comedy shows? So as we can see, that majorly agree to the statement that they do feel relaxed after watching comedy shows, while some neither agree nor disagree with the statement. Why very few disagree with the statement? Second question was, can you consider comedy shows as one of the easiest and the best way to express negative emotions? Here also, majorly viewers agree to the statement that they do consider comedy shows as one of the easiest ways to release negative emotions, while some neither agrees nor disagree. Why very few disagree with the statement?
So here was the last most common question we asked. Can we spread awareness through comedy shows? If yes, then how? So we asked. If the comedy show talks about mental health in a normal way, it will be easy for the people to understand. A person who supports certain comedian takes what they see very seriously. So, if a comedian uses their platform to promote mental health awareness, it can help their viewers less efficiently. By giving tips of mental well-being, the home is lab-based comedy, by inviting psychologists as a guest at these comedy shows, and by doing comedy shows on mental health illness, it will make us laugh and aware at the same time.
While in the research paper, we faced some limitations. Respondents were not providing us descriptive answers. There were lack of previous research studies on the topic, while many of them were not comfortable sharing their
We can spread awareness through comedy shows as they can be used to share a positive message within a large group of people. At the same time, the mental health issues which people assume to be too valuable to people might be portrayed as simple deficiencies which could be easily eliminated from their life, giving them immense hope and help them in leading a useful, easy and complex. Comedy shows direct our mind in different directions, so we can easily stop thinking about the stressful things. Even stand-up comedians are also good, and even at that platform, we can rephrase the serious concept things into a very simple and happy way.
Thank you for listening us.
First of all, I must appreciate Sema, both of them, and your faculty members, Dr. Manasi, Dr. Sruthi, Dr. Abhi, all of them, those who are very so well. First year students, they are making presentations in English. This is such a big thing. I think none of the institutes they have, and faculty members as well as students don't have courage to reach there. So first of all, thank you. And I got this opportunity to listen to you people. This is really a wonderful opportunity to carry forward in your second year or final year. I will be some more review of literature. Secondly, some more statistical and to take use of interviews of producers, directors, and actors of such series that how they are working, what is their idea behind it, and this can be elevated and this will go from a very good journal. Very good. Very good.
Okay, I had a few questions, but please stay here. So I was planning to leave after Professor Kamil's presentation, but this was such an interesting topic that I thought of staying on. And yes, as Graham said, that it's nice to see that first year students, you are in first year. So it's great if you are doing so well in first year, we can understand what you will be doing once you will be in second and third years of your studies. So which shows, did you take some specific shows for your study? Okay. Okay, because there are few popular shows like After Challenge and Kapil Sharma and all that. So you did not go for any specific show. Okay. And how large was your sample? A sample means how many people you questioned? 108. Okay, that's a good number because I believe 100 is the minimum number for finding at least some reasonable some reasonable research is done only when the number is very low. So, okay, beta, very good, keep it up.
Thank you. We move to the next presentation by Vinayak Yadav, Ishika Shaw, and Yash Joshi, students of India School AME. They are presenting on the topic the working conditions of Simapuri and Firozabad ignored by the media and press.
Very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for giving this speaking. And Vinayak Yadav, first year Regency student of AME Media School. Here I am going to present presentation on based on research paper, and the topic of our presentation is uses of Right to Information Act by the journalists in promoting assistive accountability and transparency on the public service. Good afternoon, everyone. Standing before you is Yash Joshi and Vinayak Yadav, first year Regency student of AME Media School. Here I am going to present our presentation based on research analysis, and topic of our presentation is user of We are going to present our presentation based on research analysis, and the topic of our presentation is uses of Right to Information Act by the journalists in promoting accountability, transparency, and the public service. Then next slide. In this we include introduction and history of RTI, role of journalism, objective, importance, freedom of press. How can journalists use RTI? How has the RTI impacted journalists in India? Belief of the Act, hypothesis, background, famous case study of RTI, condition of RTI before and after in India, loopholes of RTI, and hypothesis. Let's know about the introduction to RTI. So, first we will know that what is RTI Act. The RTI Act is an act of Parliament of India which sets out the rules regarding citizens' rights in information. It replaced the former Freedom of Information Act 2002. Under the provision of RTI Act, any citizen of India may request information from public authority which required to reply rapidly or within the 30 days. In case of matter involving and liberty, the information has to be provided within 48 hours. The RTI bill was passed by the Parliament of India on 15 June 2005 and came into force with effect from 12 October 2005. Every day, on the average, over 5,000 RTI applications are filed. The Freedom of Information Act 2002 was enacted to promote transparency, accountability in the government. Information is an inalienable and natural right to every human being. In a democratic country, every time has the right of freedom of speech and opinion. This right includes the right to express public opinion and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas from public authorities. Available and the adequate information helps the citizens to lead a dignified life in civilized society. In addition, there is a close connection between the right to information and good governance. Good governance is characterized by the transparency, accountability, responsiveness, and in India, the right to information is the need of the hour. Now we will know about the history of RTI. First RTI law developed by the civilian. Yeah, sure. Objective and importance of our study is this study aims at finding the answer of the following questions. How do journalists use RTI Act in collecting information for developing their news stories? What kind of challenges do they face in collecting information through RTI Act? How does RTI Act used by the journalists promote accountability and transparency in different disciplines? To find out the new methods of effective implementation and enforcement of RTI Act in administration. There are some questions like how is RTI related to freedom of press? As per the freedom of press, the media can use RTI to get information about the government. RTI enables media to expose corruption, efficiency, and maladministration of the government. Under the RTI Act 2005, the media as well as the citizen can be demand government information pertaining to any of its department. There is a one question. How can journalists use RTI? Being the part of society, journalists can be representative of common people in terms of using RTI Act for revealing information of public interest, gathering information through RTI Act. A journalist can contribute to ensure transparency in public, professional, social, and personal spheres. How has data impacted journalists in India? The Right to Information Act has been Indian journalists to unearth sensitive, important and hidden information to break major stories. ITA is a very important tool for journalists, especially in a country like India. Journalists and how it is exercised has changed a lot of over the decades. Freedom of the press in India is legally protected by the amendment of the Constitution of India in the sovereignty, national integrity, and moral principle, and generally protected by the law of India maintain a hybrid legal system for independent journalists. Now I request you to my presentation partner Vinayak Yadav, first year agency student, to take presentation forward from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Yash. So let's start with the theme. So in brief, we have three components. What is information and what is the theme and which information can be denied. So information is a fabric or record which can be created by public authority, and every person has a right to that public authority information. And
Right, a few findings and objectives. We are running short of time.
which are case studies and so the most ambitious RTI law suffers from mismanagement and leakage of public information officers, and if few people have even approved the RTI Act. The law has its positive and negative effects, and it has created even a lack of public trust. And information, yes, the RTI Information Commission. RTI Information Commission. The RTI Commission is actually not friendly towards the public or the authorities, and RTI has not even worked properly in the public education institutions and with support. Background of RTI. The RTI background has started in Rajasthan in 1986.
कैसे किया फाइनली किया और बात सबको पता है
This is a 19 years take a look at
तो भैया सीधे भैया ये सब
So just give an
डिबेट नहीं है सीधे पेशेंट पे ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या थे और उन फाइंडिंग्स क्या हुई बस ये
हमने लाइक ये केस स्टडीज के थ्रू पता है what are the conditions before RTI and what are the conditions after RTI. So also in the administration the staff authorities are very lazy and not working towards.
लोगों को कैसे पता लगा
Yeah, case studies and taken interview from RTI activities.
we shouldn't do this because we cannot afford to give government candidates to it.
Sure. So case worker and record protection was not even maintaining the documents of the RTI. And after RTI was passed, the RTI officers became more active and they were more accountable to the people of India. All concerned officials have become serious for the issues defense of the topic. They were now more trusted, but that what are the loopholes of here? Actually, this act is also referred with Article 19 because if we see the technology, the law provides fundamental right for
Conclusion, chapter.
Sure. Conclusion. RTI has definitely had good governance. Even though it has been 16 years, but still the Act has not been delivered in its full power, like less corruption, threats, political power, and corruption. Finding of the presentation study demonstrated journalist high grades. Scope and participation using this Act, they can also use law as a major tool to build question. If journalists properly use the RTI Act, it will be very helpful in promoting accountability and transparency in public service. It reduces run by government as well as the foreigners.
It seems that it was interest insisted that you should make a presentation for the sake of presentation to not done. Did you speak to any journalist?
But yes, this is RTI.
This is not journalist. The title is not a journalist. What the title? Without speaking to journalists, say I'm conducting a research on students, and if I don't speak to students, how do the research? One. Secondly, so many hypotheses we want to see in our application. So this is all public facing very surface. I'm very happy that many of the students they have really conducted survey. Even if they have asked me 2 questions or 3 questions, so next first year students since they are doing research work, I'm very happy. But this is something we not done overnight for the sake of presentation. That's it. I couldn't understand what
Okay, next presentation. Shivani and Shah, students of ES, representing on Rashtriya Shiksha Niti 2020, Haryana Shiksha के पाठ्यक्रम तथा शिक्षा शैली में आए बदलाव।
स्टेटमेंट एक्टिविटीज और आपने से रिसर्च में किया है तो अपने से की कोशिश करो इसका तो रीडिंग फॉर पर्सनल्स
बेटा अगर एक भी ऑब्जेक्टिव है तो कोई बात नहीं फिर अगर इतना काम करता है तो
जो भी प्रेजेंट किया तो क्लियरली प्रेजेंट है
आपका काम है
इंडिविजुअल first year student of BMTS. So आज हम राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 विद्यालय शिक्षा के पाठ्यक्रम तथा शिक्षा शैली में आए बदलाव विषय पर रोशनी डालना चाहते हैं। जैसे कि हम सब जानते हैं कि राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति भारत में शिक्षा को बढ़ावा देने के लिए भारत सरकार द्वारा तैयार की गई एक नीति है। यह नीति ग्रामीण और शहरी क्षेत्रों में दोनों को प्रमुख शिक्षा से लेकर उच्च शिक्षा तक को बढ़ावा देने है। पहला एनआईपी भारत सरकार द्वारा 1986 में प्रधानमंत्री इंदिरा गांधी द्वारा लागू किया गया। दूसरा एनआईपी प्रधानमंत्री राजीव गांधी द्वारा 1986 में लागू किया गया। और अब तीसरा एनआईपी 24 साल बाद प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी द्वारा 2020 में लागू किया गया है।
Sorry, it is not implemented. अभी लागू नहीं हुआ है या अभी पता नहीं। तो हमारा पहली राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति जो पहली भारत की राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 जो है वो
इसकी जरूरत नहीं है
इसमें जैसे कि मैंने ये कहा इसमें यह बताने की कोशिश की गई है कि जो बच्चे हैं उनके जो आने वाली पीढ़ी है उनकी क्या चुनौतियाँ होंगी इस नई राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति को लेकर और भविष्य में उनकी क्या उम्मीदें हो सकती हैं, उनकी जरूरतों के कैसे ये आगे कैसे कारगर साबित होगी। इसमें ये भी पता है कि नई शिक्षा नीति के बारे में शिक्षकों का क्या मत है। मैंने उनके इंटरव्यूज करे हैं और इसमें इतिहास के कुछ चैप्टर्स को हटा दिया गया है जो सही नहीं है। मैंने 2020 के करीब रिसर्च के मुताबिक डॉक्टर रोहित कुमार PhD स्कॉलर हैं ललितपुर से, वो कहते हैं कि किसी भी देश के विकास में वहाँ की शिक्षा प्रणाली बहुत ही अहम भूमिका निभाती है। निश्चित रूप से यह कह सकते हैं यह नीति जब भी लागू होगी मील का पत्थर साबित होगी। ऐसे ही इसमें बेसिकली हम सिर्फ इंटरव्यूज करे हैं और ज़्यादा मैं शिक्षकों से लगभग 10 से 15 टीचर्स से मैंने बात की है, उनमें 10 ने तो अच्छे से अप्लाई करा, 4 से 5 लोगों ने ये कहा कि मुझे पता ही नहीं है। अब ये हमें ये दिखाता है कि हमारी शिक्षा जो है शिक्षा व्यवस्था जा कहाँ रही है, कि जब उनको यही पता नहीं है जिन पे लागू होने वाला है, उनको ही नहीं पता इसके बारे में, तो फिर वो क्या करेंगे, वो कैसे बच्चों को पढ़ाएंगे।
आपको पता होगा 9वीं और 10वीं में इतिहास के साथ और भी विषयों के कुछ चैप्टर्स हटाए गए हैं, इस पर आपका क्या मानना है?
तो इस सवाल का जवाब 10 में से 8 लोगों ने ऐसे दिया कि ये बिल्कुल गलत है कि हिस्ट्री को हम नहीं हटा सकते। इसलिए नहीं हटा सकते कि हिस्ट्री तो चेंज होने से रहेगी, हिस्ट्री चेंज नहीं हो सकती। हाँ, उसमें अध्याय हम जोड़ सकते हैं क्योंकि हम उनको बच्चों को पढ़ाना हमारा मकसद है कि वो और ज़्यादा जानकारी ले सके, तो इसलिए हम हिस्ट्री को बदलने के बजाय हम उसमें और फैक्टर्स ऐड कर सकते हैं।
दूसरा प्रश्न इस प्रकार था कि नई शिक्षा नीति 2020 में पाठ्यक्रमों में और सालों से चली आ रही शिक्षा शैली में बदलाव हुए हैं, इससे बच्चों की पढ़ाई पर असर पड़ेगा। आप इसे क्या देखते हैं?
इसमें से 10 में से 6 लोगों ने कहा कि इस बदलाव का असर बच्चों पर सकारात्मक रूप से दिखेगा, पॉजिटिव में, और इससे बच्चों को नए आयाम मिलेंगे, अपने प्रतिभा को दिखाने का मौका मिलेगा। बच्चे पढ़ाई को बोझ नहीं समझेंगे, जो पहले समझा करते थे कि हाँ सिर्फ पढ़ना ही है, थ्योरी, अब पढ़ना नहीं है, अब प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज भी हमें इसके फुल नॉलेज भी मिलेगा।
तीसरा प्रश्न, नई शिक्षा नीति को लेकर आपके क्या विचार हैं? इसमें और क्या बदलाव आने चाहिए थे जो नहीं हुए?
इसमें भी 10 में 6 लोगों ने कहा जब तक ये लागू नहीं होता तब तक कुछ कहा नहीं जा सकता। हालांकि फिर भी इसमें कुछ बदलाव आने चाहिए, जैसे कि परीक्षा लेने की पद्धति में कुछ बदलाव होने चाहिए। हमें बच्चों को नौकरी के लिए नहीं बल्कि ज्ञान और व्यवसायिक शिक्षा के लिए आगे बढ़ाना चाहिए। जैसे हमें फिर से बोलिए कि थ्योरी हमें नहीं पढ़ाना है, सिर्फ किताबी कीड़ा नहीं बनाना बच्चों को, हमें उनको ऐसा उनको ज्ञान देना, नॉलेज देना है।
आपको क्या लगता है यह नई नीति भविष्य में किसी बड़े स्तर पर परिवर्तन लाने में सक्षम होगी?
इसमें जो अवधारणा थी वो भी थी कि हाँ अगर यह नीति अच्छी तरीके से लागू होती है तो एक बड़ा परिवर्तन लाने में कारगर साबित होगी और यह देश के उत्थान में भी मदद करेगी, जिससे भारत की परिस्थिति सुदृढ़ बनने से होगी।
हमारा आखिरी प्रश्न, क्या भविष्य में कौशल के स्तर पर और अधिक प्रतिभाशाली छात्र देखने को मिल सकते हैं?
इसमें ऑलमोस्ट 9 of 10 मैंने कहा कि हाँ, जैसा कि नीति में बताया गया है, इसमें शुरू से ही बच्चों की किताबी ज्ञान देने के साथ साथ कौशल की शिक्षा भी दी जाएगी, तो इससे और अधिक अच्छे सितारे हमारे देश में उभरेंगे। और हमारी मातृभाषा, इसमें जैसे कि कहा गया है कि हमारी मातृभाषा को बढ़ावा दिया जाएगा और जो भी क्षेत्रीय भाषा है उनमें एक विषय को लाया जाएगा, तो इससे बच्चों को समझने में जो भी विषय होंगे उन चीज़ों को समझने में उसको अपने अंदर लाने में वो ज़्यादा समझ नहीं पाते।
बेसिकली इसमें ये था कि इन प्रश्नों के थ्रू हमें ये पता लगा है कि और सब लोग क्या सोचते हैं कि इस नई शिक्षा शैली में परिवर्तन आने से क्या क्या बदलाव हो सकते हैं। जैसे कि हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम इतना अच्छा नहीं था, बट इस न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी की वजह से जो हमारा टैलेंट है इंडिया में वो इंडिया में ही रहेगा, बट पहले की ये था कि स्टूडेंट्स अब्रॉड चले जाते थे पढ़ने के लिए।
So, conclusion कि जो ये वही है कि इतिहास को हम बदल नहीं सकते, हाँ इसे हटाना बहुत ही गलत होगा और इसे भी जब तक इसे लागू नहीं किया जाता तब तक कुछ कहा नहीं जा सकता। राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 के शिक्षा प्रणाली में सुधार लाने की बिल्कुल कारगर साबित होगी अगर यह सही तरीके से लागू होगी, जैसे डॉक्यूमेंट में दिखाया गया अगर वैसे पूरा इम्प्लीमेंट हो जाता है और पूरा करने में सरकार सक्षम रहती है तो ये बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से कारगर साबित होगा और भारत को आगे ले जा सकता है। और ग्रामीण इलाके में जो इन परिस्थितियों के लिए अभी तैयार नहीं है, जो ऐसे बहुत सारे इलाके हैं जो अभी तैयार नहीं है, तो उन इलाकों को भी अभी बहुत ज़्यादा उसको व्यय करने की, बहुत ज़्यादा खर्च करने की जरूरत है कैसे और बहुत ज़्यादा
और इसका टॉपिक है फेक न्यूज़ के बारे में जागरूकता पैदा करना, मीडिया स्प्रेड जो है वो। और सबसे पहले बात कि इसमें हम लोगों ने लगभग जो प्रेजेंटेशन है वो 50 रिस्पॉन्डेंट्स की है, जिसमें से बेसिकली ये इतने अमाउंट कम इसलिए है क्योंकि हमने स्पेसिफाई करके अमाउंट किया है। बेसिकली वी हैव ओनली मीडिया स्प्रेड जो जिन्होंने ये फॉर्म भरा हुआ है, तो इसमें से हमारे पास 50 रिस्पॉन्डेंट्स हैं। एंड देन नाउ वी हैव टू कम टू द इंट्रोडक्शन कि इन द एब्स्ट्रैक्ट वी हैव मेंशन पेपर के बारे में ही बता रहा हूँ। हमारे पेपर के ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि मीडिया की स्टूडेंट्स किस तरीके से फेक न्यूज़ को एनालाइज करते हैं, वो देखते हैं कि फेक न्यूज़ के बारे में एनालाइज करते हैं, जज करते हैं कि उसको कैसे फॉरवर्ड करते हैं। स्कूल के तो उनके कॉलेजेस में जो वर्कशॉप दी जाती हैं या वो वहाँ पे वो वर्कशॉप लेते हैं एंड किस तरीके के मीडियम्स में हमको फेक न्यूज़ ज़्यादा मिलती है और किस तरीके से वो वेरीफाई करते हैं। और अगर उनको वर्कशॉप मिलती है तो कितने अप्लाई और नहीं, और क्या वो फेक न्यूज़ की कभी शिकार हुए हैं, उसको अप्लाई किया है या ऐसे भी रीचेक करके आगे बढ़ा दिया है।
तो जैसे कि अभी फ्रेंड ने बताया उसके बारे में, आपको जो बताना चाहूँगी ये वाला फेक न्यूज़ जैसे कि हम सब जानते हैं, फेक न्यूज़ में ऐसा नहीं कोई नया वर्ड है जो अभी आया है और हमें अभी इसका पता चला, बहुत पहले से ही एग्जिस्ट करता है। इसमें पहले ये था कि प्रिंटिंग प्रेस, रेडियो, टेलीविजन, मीडिया के थ्रू चीज़ें स्प्रेड हो रही थी, स्प्रेड हो गई, बट अब इंटरनेट और सोशल मीडिया आ गया जिसके थ्रू फेक न्यूज़ और भी ज़्यादा स्प्रेड होने लगी, इन्फॉर्मेशन और भी ज़्यादा। एक पहला प्रॉब्लम ये था कि इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं होती, लेकिन अब प्रॉब्लम ये कि हमारे पास इन्फॉर्मेशन बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही है जिसकी वजह से फेक न्यूज़ और भी ज़्यादा स्प्रेड हो रही है। इनफैक्ट ऐसा बोला जाता है कि जो हमें न्यूज़ दी जाती है वो मिसलीडिंग होती है या फॉल्स होती है। ऐसा नहीं होती कि वो फॉल्स और मिसलीडिंग हो। तो उसके बाद हम मेथोडोलॉजी के बारे में बात करते हैं, जिसके बारे में निखिल बताएंगे कि हमने कौन से मेथड्स यूज़ किए थे और हमें कितने क्वेश्चन इस्तेमाल किया।
बेसिकली हमारा ये जो पेपर है वो सर्वे बेस्ड है, जिसमें कि लगभग हमारे 16 क्वेश्चन हैं और उसमें से 3 से 4 हमारे सब्जेक्ट क्वेश्चन है। तो जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है सबसे पहले तो हमने स्टेट जाना कि किस स्टेट में लगभग ज़्यादातर हमको ये मिलता है कि फेक न्यूज़ उस स्टेट से आ रही है, ये बड़ा फैक्टर है। एंड देन क्वालिफिकेशन की किस लेवल का बच्चा सबसे पहले बेसिकली हम ग्रेजुएशन लेवल से अगर मास कॉम स्टूडेंट तो उनको पहले से पता होना चाहिए हम फेक न्यूज़ को वेरीफाई करना हम ग्रेजुएशन लेवल से सीखे। तो हमने सारे मास कॉम के सारे डिग्रीज दिए हैं कि आप ये अंडर ग्रेजुएट है, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट है, डिप्लोमा है या पीएचडी है, तो इसमें हमें डेटा पता चाहिए कि किस लेवल पे बच्चे ज़्यादा हैं। एंड नेक्स्ट थिंग इज जेंडर, ओके द एज फैक्टर। जो टीनेजर है इस समय सोशल मीडिया पर सबसे ज़्यादा टीनेजर है और आने वाला समय भी मीडिया में डिजिटल ही होने वाला है। इस वजह से ज़्यादातर कंटेंट उनको पता है, फेसबुक पे, इंस्टाग्राम रील्स पे, इन सारे माध्यम से तो सबसे ज़्यादा कंटेंट मिलता है। और सारी आज के ज़माने में कोई भी चीज़ हो, कोई भी वो हो, तो जो टेलीविज़न मीडिया है उसके भी आने से पहले सारा कंटेंट आपको डिजिटल का मिल जाता है। तो डिजिटल एक बड़ा फैक्टर है हमारे इस उसको लेके। Then we have come to the university and now we are asking कि आप फेक न्यूज़ को अपने फैमिली में डिस्कस करते हैं या नहीं करते हैं, आप उनको अपने फ्रेंड्स को बिना वेरीफाई करके शेयर कर देते हैं। एंड नेक्स्ट थिंग इज कि आप किस तरीके से उसको वेरीफाई करते हैं, कितने लेवल पे वेरीफाई करते हैं।
एंड देन कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ न्यूज़, आप एक सबसे बड़ा सवाल आता है कि जो फेक न्यूज़ है वो किस तरीके की सबसे ज़्यादा फेक है। एक उसमें भी हम लोगों ने क्वेश्चन किया है, हम लोग को एनालाइज हुआ है कि हम लोगों में पॉलिटिकल न्यूज़ जो है वो सबसे ज़्यादा फेक न्यूज़ है ऑडियंस के अकॉर्डिंग। जो फेक न्यूज़ ज़्यादातर आती है वो पॉलिटिकल पे आती है। नाउ वी आर कमिंग टू द कंक्लूजन।
तो हमारे सर्वे के बाद हमें ये पता चला कि बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे हैं कि जो मैसेज फॉरवर्ड करते हैं, जो हमारी न्यूज़ होती है फॉरवर्ड करते हैं, लेकिन वो बिना वेरिफिकेशन के फॉरवर्ड नहीं करते। सबसे ज़्यादा फेक न्यूज़ पॉलिटिक्स में कॉमन है। 100 में से 60% लोगों ने डिसएग्री किया है कि वो बिना वेरीफाई किए न्यूज़ आगे नहीं फॉरवर्ड करते हैं। एंड ऑल्सो बहुत सारे ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स भी हैं जो फेक न्यूज़ की वर्कशॉप अटेंड करते हैं। इनफैक्ट वो खुद से इनिशिएटिव्स लेते हैं उन वर्कशॉप में जाने के लिए, और अगर नहीं है तो वो खुद ऑर्गेनाइज भी करते हैं। थैंक यू सो मच।
क्वालिफिकेशन उनका लेवल क्या है? बेसिकली
pass is not
Okay.
previous students and then do get categories of 12th pass. I think there is a problem with the tabulation also. In next year also categories were not very specific. Health education of electric लिखा हुआ है, मिस्टर के भी लिखा हुआ है. So you need to, I think, clean this data. Otherwise ठीक है, आपने कोशिश की है. Good effort for first year students.
Dr. Arif Nasir, Associate Professor and Head of Department of Convergent Journalism, Central University of Kashmir. They are presenting on learning, relearning and unlearning media academic challenges in the new normal. To finish my presentation, the topic of my presentation is learning, relearning, unlearning media academic challenges in the new normal. So these are few research questions or parameters by which we have taken this topic, that learning, relearning and unlearning. What is learning? What we are doing in our schools, in higher education institutions, colleges, and maybe also we can similar pattern was seen among the students as well. So this is all about the study items within
One section I want to give it sample. Not only these items, you should have taken the other university. From NCR.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my topic was about photojournalism during pandemic. And what I have done is basically not the content mapping analysis. So this is a change in the title. So the mapping analysis of the photograph published in Times of India newspaper, particularly one newspaper, the largest English newspaper. The objective was to study how photographs are used to narrate a story or a situation, and explore what is the role of photojournalism during pandemic and conducting thematic analysis. So I'll skip the introduction part wherein I have in general talked about what photojournalism is, how it is, how it is important and why it should be given importance. In review of literature, I have reviewed papers and mostly papers which are related to photojournalism during pandemic, because in last 2 years, 2.5 years, from 2020 onwards, there are a lot of articles and research papers which are done on this topic, where people have discussed about that how photojournalism, what role photojournalism has played, especially because there was nothing to showcase. There was lockdown, there were deaths in COVID, there were hospitals, and people were not allowed to go out. They did not know what is happening outside their home. So at that time, these journalists were playing a lot of important role in communicating and giving them information. So, they were telling about the sad things also. They were talking about the good things. We were seeing pictures where they were showing the, you can see clear sky, clear mountains, clean air. But at the same time, they were talking about misery of people, oxygen cylinder not, they're not there, beds are not available. So my study, I did this study in January, basically in the third wave when we had the Omicron, because after last year in 2021, after October, November, things started becoming normal. But this year things were again different. The start of the new year, people were thinking that now life will be normal, we'll have a happy new year kind of thing. But then again, third wave came, and I started my data collection at that time, and I've collected data for 15 days. And yes, from 1st January to 15th January, and theoretical perspective mainly framing and agenda setting theory. So I collected almost 61 photographs published in Times of India newspaper in that those 15 days. I'll first show you the photographs and then I'll come to you. So if I divide all the photographs in different themes, I have divided it around 7 themes. One is about the vaccination drive. So majority of photographs were on the vaccination drive because vaccinations for 15 to 18 years old teenagers started. So most of the photographs, almost every day, I have day-wise data also, but here I have kept it in brief. So day-wise, if you see, almost daily there were pictures which were showcasing that youngsters are going and getting vaccinated, they are getting jab, and they are happy about it. Another set of pictures were on the preparation which are done by the authorities, because again there was a panic. Cylinder problem, hospital problem which we faced in second wave. So there were a lot of pictures which were related to the preparations which were done by the authorities. Then prevention. There were a lot of messages which are telling you, you should get the jab done, you should have, suppose this first picture. So this was published on 1st of January in which they are saying that stay safe in the new year. So they are giving messages, mask, RT-PCR, Corona warriors. There were one set of pictures which were about Corona warriors, their life, how they are police people, what role they are playing, how they are, whatever their struggles are. Then there were warnings, because at that time there was Kumbh Mela, so people were taking dips and context. So they were showing the social effect of corona, economical effect of corona, mentally how people are, what problems they are facing, environmental effects. There were some pictures about the clear sky, greenery, and